Drew Feustel actually has 6 spacewalks under his belt, totaling 42 hours and 18 minutes, split between 2 flights. His first 3 on STS-125, the 5th and final Hubble servicing mission of 2009, and then the next 3 on STS-124 in 2011, the mission that delivered the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer to the station, the device measuring cosmic rays and looking at the origin and structure of the universe. For Arnold, he has conducted 2 spacewalks totaling 12 hours and 34 minutes, both on STS-119 in 2009, that delivered the final set of the station's solar arrays. The spacewalk will be the 209th in support of assembly, maintenance, and upgrades to the International Space Station, the 7th for Feustel, and the 3rd for Arnold.
We're going to start the EVA at the airlock with both crew coming outside. Once we get outside, we'll start with EV2, working over to the port truss where he's going to ingress the arm to get ready for the RVBM task, or Radiator Beam Valve Module jumper removal task. As he's doing that, EV1 is going to go aft port to node 3 in cone, where we're going to install some external wireless communication antennas. On a previous EVA, the handrails that we're replacing have been removed, and the new handrails that we have taking out aren't going to have the antennas installed for this wireless communication system outside. We're going to start on the nadir side, deploying a nadir antenna and a plate. It's going to replace the handrail that we had removed previously. Once we get that antenna installed, then we're going to move up to the zenith side, where we're going to install another on-orbit installable handrail with an antenna. We get the 2 handrails installed with the antennas, and we're going to connect the 2 cables. Prior to the pressurized mating adapter being removed, we installed a cable in there to connect these 2, and we're going to connect them underneath the PMA cover and then down to the nadir antenna. Once both antennas are installed and the cables are hooked up, then EV1 is going to go back to the airlocks with this bag to the large CP8 camera group bag that we're going to deploy. As a team, EV1 and EV2 will work together. While EV1 was working on the EWC antennas, EV2 has been steadily working to get the RVBM jumpers removed. We're going to start with the heater cable electrical connections. Once those are removed, then we're going to remove the clamps holding down the RVBM jumpers and remove both jumpers. And this is an indication of the RVBM side, or the Radiator Beam Valve Module side. After that, we're going to go to the radiator side of these jumpers and remove those. Once we have both jumpers removed, he's going to stow them on his bag configuration on the outside and prepare for the next task of the camera group. EV1 is going to go out to that same area EV2 is at, so he's going to go out to the port side of the truss where camera port 8 is zenith. He's going to prepare and deploy the bag with the new camera group and get ready for EV1 to translate over from the RVBM. You see here it's a short transfer over from the RVBM jumpers to the camera group. This is a camera port 8. The pan and tilt has stopped working, so we're going to pan and tilt that unit down into the stowed location before we remove it. So both crew will work together to get this camera group out. The first thing is moving it to the stowed location so we can remove it. After that, we'll lock the pan and tilt unit and disconnect the electrical cable. Once that's disconnected, then we'll position ourselves to remove the camera. We have an HD camera and a standard camera. We're going to reuse this high definition camera, so we'll remove that prior to removing the camera group. Once that's removed, then we'll remove the camera group, which is the camera and the light. And he'll hand it down to EV1, who will hand up the new camera group. While EV2 is working on the new camera group to get it installed, EV1 will be packing up the failed unit and taking it back to the airlock. As EV1's completing that translation back to the airlock and getting a get-ahead back there, EV2 is going to continue with the camera install. We'll start with the standard camera and the light install. Once we're complete with that, then we'll work on the HD camera, putting the HD camera that we removed previously back on to the camera group. After installing the HD camera, we'll reconnect the electricals to get it all powered up, and we'll be complete with this task. EV1's back. We're going to transfer bags. If we have enough time, we're going to go after a couple of get-aheads while the crew is on the arm. EV1 is going to take back the jumper bag and put it in the airlock. For this video, we have not shown the get-ahead, so EV2 is going to get off the arm there at the port truss, and EV1 is going to go get ready for the next EVA. We're going to remove a jumper from behind the MLI on the starboard truss and take that down to the PFCS. For the next EVA, the PFCS relocate. They're going to be swapping out 2 pump flow control subassemblies. So we're going to help them and get a little bit ahead by removing this jumper and deploying it down at the PFCS on the port side of the lab. And then he's going to be complete for the day. EV2 is going to take the APFR out of the arm that he's been riding and take it to that same location again, trying to set the next EVA up to get a little bit ahead when they go out the door so they don't have to move these items down to the work area. So he's going to take it to the port side of the lab where he's going to deploy that down at the PFCS locations. Once we get that installed, then both crew are going to return to the airlock and come inside.